Today, the 25th day of December 2019. The news headline: No more divide and rule. The game is over. The present generation of the so-called Niger Delta region in the contraption called Nigeria, quite unlike our fathers, fully understand what it all portends, having billions and trillions of United States dollars in your land. These are steadily and callously sequestered and stolen by the dills and the misses, who then turn around to deceptively tell you that Igbos are your problems. No, not anymore. We now fully know better. We are educated, enlightened, and know what the grossly compromised Yoruba media has done and is yet doing to us as a people. It was these same Yoruba people that annexed Bini land called Deko. This later was converted to Lagos by Ashipa, a notable Bini warrior detailed by the Oba of Bini to expand the ancient Bini Empire. He stopped at that area and christened it Deko, which means military barrack. This brought about Lagos paying tribute and royalties to Bini Kingdom up till the year 1920, before being stopped by the British colonialists. They stated that Bini has been brought under their authority, therefore, Lagos could pay all taxes within. Ashipa, who was the first king of the then Lagos, was known as Loko of Eko and was buried at death, in Bini. He was succeeded by his son called Adu. It was Adu that founded Adu Ekiti as his midpoint of transit between Eko, Bini, and Ekiti. Ekiti in Bini ancient language, meant center, but it is presently sequestered by land-grabbing Yorubas, into Yorubaland. We unequivocally want our nation Biafra, fully restored and nothing else. The Igbos in any known history, have never been associated with annexing lands in whatever shape or form, from their brethren in the coastal area of Biafra land, which is erroneously referred to as Niger Delta, by the agents of divide and rule. Never has there been any such account. The Igbos are traditionally and culturally interwoven and have for centuries, lived without conflicts or wars of any sort with their kith and kin. It is misinformation and programmed propaganda against the Igbos by the enemies, that have ruined the inhabitants of this region called Niger Delta. This evil policy has really thrived over the years unquestioned. We have lived together, accommodated each other and shared things in mutuality as long as time permitted, until the arrival of the British scavengers which preceded the invasion of the Hausa Fulanis and their Yoruba hordes. They came in and deceitfully told us that their arrival hinged on our protection from our Igbo brethren, whom they pointed to us as our enemies. Really? Since when? Each false claims of their protection of our land, worsened our existence as a people. And of course, there is absolutely something absurd and bizarre about this claimed protection. To God be all the glory that today, we are educated and well informed. We above all, question and analytically place every bit of their motive in check, based on what we as a people, have experientially encountered since their invasion. Certainly, we have seen their evil works against our well-being, and we have unanimously resolved, in line with these popular Igbo adages that say, when you carry water and wine, you will then know which one that is heavier, and when a woman engages two husbands, she will by experience, know which that is better. Non-Igbos and some Igbos within the region, have really smelt the coffee, big time. Before their arrival, we knew Igbos posed no threat and will never. It is these criminal invaders and usurpers that are the Hydra threats. They take our oil and gas. They ruin our land and kill us thereafter. The Wolsoinkas of the world will then come to meditate between us and them in the face of disturbances. And thereafter, when we get free from their blindfolds over our land and all the abundant natural resources/deposits/assets, they get all turned to oil blocks for the Yorubas and their Hausa Fulani fellow predators, for their sharing, in criminal exclusion of the original landowners, both Igbo and non-Igbo Biafrans, deceitfully tagged as Niger Deltans. This has been our gain and reward for our treacherous expeditions in 1960s against late Generals Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu and Philip Young. These are two Biafran brothers and heroes who envisioned the times and wanted us wholesomely saved from the hands of our oppressors and killers, but we disdained them by playing into the hands of Yoruba vampires, propagandists and misinformants. Today, These enemies have brazenly invaded social media platforms with the sole intent to further hoodwink and divide us, praying and wishing that we remain limitedly clustered into the existing 5 Igbo states as Biafra while leaving out the so-called Niger Delta and other Igbos, Biafrans forced into Kogi, Benue and Edo states out of the territories of the sovereign nation of Biafra. This they reason and scheme could facilitate their complete takeover of our in-ground assets. There we go again. Written by Patrick Icobia. Edited by Peter Oshagwu. For Family Writers Press. News source, www.thebiafraherald.com